Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, got my 6mm arc out here on the bench. I am going to go varmint hunting later in this week because the weather finally turned good. But it's still a little bit of a conundrum that I'm trying to figure out where the 6mm arc fits. Today I'm going to be using it and testing it strictly as a varmint cartridge, which kind of goes against what it was intended for, which was to shoot the longer, leaner, heavier bullets, 103, 105, 108 grain that Hornady originally manufactured it for, to extend your range and to give it really good extended range horsepower at the end, or if you want, energy on target. Now, I have shot 2 fork and horn bucks with this rifle, and it did take only one shot. One at about 120 yards, another at about 180 yards. Both were high shoulder shots. The deer went right down. But, you know, I just always felt like it's just not quite enough compared to the 243 or my 25-06 or whatever. But it works great. But it kind of did find its niche a little bit with lighter cartridges, the 75 and the 80 grain, and that's what I'll be shooting today. So come back in a moment, folks, and let's just go ahead and get to shooting. Okay, if you look up here, I'll show you the bullets that I'll be shooting today. It'll be the 75 grain VMAX, it'll be the 80 grain Nosler ballistic tip, and the 80 grain Sierra Blitz. Now, I'll give you the load data as we go. I'm going to see whether or not they shoot pretty much in the same neighborhood as all. So let's go ahead and turn that target on down there, or the target camera on down there, and let's go ahead and get shooting. Okay, first up will be the 75 grain Hornady VMAX. I got 32.4 grains of lever evolution in it, and this shoots right around a little over 3,100 feet per second, which is really fast for this little diminutive cartridge. I mean, it's small, but has a lot of power. All right, well, let's see what happens. Be the upper target on, it'll be the upper target on the left. Well, it looks to be a pretty nice little group, about a ½ an inch, I'd say. It's, well, you can see it better than I can, but it looks to be about the correct height, but a little bit to the left. I'm not going to adjust the scope now, because now I'm going to be shooting the 80 grains. So I'll be right back. Okay, next up will be these 80 grain Noslers, ballistic tip. It is a frangible bullet. It is, well, it's not the Varmageddon, but they do call it a ballistic tip. Nice thing about it is it more matches probably the configuration the 6mm arc was designed for, which is a longer, leaner bullet, because the case overall length is much longer than the 75 grain VMAX. But let's see how they shoot. Now, this will be using Power Pro Varmint powder, 29.5 grains, and I clocked a speed of 30-10 on these. So let's go ahead and see where they shoot relative to the 75 grain VMAX. Be the target just to the right of the last one I shot. I remembered to put my brass catcher on so I'm not chasing brass. Looks like those Noslers, point of impact, see, that's why you don't change the scope. It looked like it moved more to the bullseye, and two right on top of each other. Looks to be about a half-inch group. Well, a little slower, you know, but we'll go over the ballistic chart tables at the end of this video so that you can actually see the difference in performance. Okay, so go ahead and change the camera again, reset up for my favorite bullet, which is the 80 grain Sierra Blitz King. Okay, last up, the Sierra 80 grain Blitz Kings. I really like the bullet. They work really well in my 243, churning out over 3,300 feet per second, and very, very reliable, very, very accurate. However, it is limited to just target shooting and varmints. I would not use that for medium-sized game at all. But sure like the bullet, and they don't cost that much. And you'll see at the end, again, the comparison in terms of a ballistic chart. Now this has got 31.2 grains of lever evolution. It also has the shortest case overall length of the previous bullets that I just shot. That's recommended by, you know, Sierra, so I don't argue from there. And the speed is not bad, 30-50. Now remember, the 243 is at, you know, 3,300. This is at 30-50, so, you know, that discrepancy only helps you in terms of extending your target range out to another 100 yards or so. But, you know, I don't plan on shooting anything under over 400 yards with this rifle, but who knows. Let's go ahead and see how it shoots and quit this talking stuff. Alright, it'll be the target just below the last one I shot. Okay, as far as I can see, that's probably 7/8 of an inch, and low left. Well, it verifies one thing at least. Whatever bullet that you're going to use, you need to take it out first and go ahead and adjust your scope, and then write it down somewhere so you don't forget where the adjustment was the next time you go out with a different bullet. Alright, let's sum this up with a target analysis and with the ballistics table chart. Aha, caught you leaving a little early. I didn't like those last three, so we're going to do three more of the 80 grain Sierras. It'll be the target just to the left of it. See if I can tighten that up, or if the ammo is at least consistent. Here we go, 3 shots. Yeah, that's more like it. So you can see that first 3 shot was not the ammo, was not the bullet seating depth, was nothing but shooter error. Okay folks, let's get back to the barn now. Okay, for those of you that saw this target, there was a 75 grain VMAX. Again, these grids are about a ½ inch apart, so you can pretty much guesstimate that's a little over ½ inch from center to center there. Then the 80 grain Nosler ballistic tip, 2985 feet per second. Okay, 2 right together there and then 1 out, so that's every bit of an inch, maybe a little less. But 3121 feet per second versus 2985 feet per second on those ballistic tips. Then I shot the 80 grain Sierra. That happens to be my favorite bullet. Yeah, I was a little off there for some reason, 3,056 feet per second. But then, for those of you that left early, I went ahead and did a follow-up, and that's more like it. That's a ½ inch right there. Okay, well, now let's go to the charts. Okay, over here we've got the 80 grain Sierra Blitz, and over here we have the 75 grain VMAX. You know, not much difference, 3,056 versus 3,135, a ballistic coefficient of 0.31 and a ballistic coefficient of 0.33. But more important to Dave, and as far as varmint hunting is concerned, is this bullet drop at 300 yards. With 100 yard zero, 11.4 for the 80 grain, and 10.5 for the 75 grain. Energy 961 versus 933, which is really good energy for a 300 yard range. Alright folks, well, if you like this content, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Please do subscribe. Leave a comment if you will. But no matter what, God bless you all. See you next time.